Good night, the teacher and their partners. Today I am going to talk about the analysis of the short story that I read in this first bimester, that is the signal man. So throughout this video recording I am going to expose all of my explanations about the answers. First, obviously, The Signal Man is a creepy horror story that for me is a really interesting book because it impacts me a lot of in essential and emotional way. According to the parameters, first in the case of the notice, I can notice that the creepy horror story about the Signal Man. I notices first that the echoes of the voices that produces the people that speak, and obviously another thing that I can notice is the relationship of the communications about a ghost. According to the next topic, that is the pattern that I can the pattern that I can check it was, for example, the expressions for God's sake, clear the way, below there, look out, the repetition of the word, the danger light, the red light, the tunnel, and obviously the repetition of the word, the signal man. According to the contrast, I can notify that the contrast is related to words that don't usually go together. For example, in this case, a little hood, I again begged his pardon, and also a fatal mischief. Because contrast is totally different and specifies a different point of view. And also I can highlight the death of the young lady as a contrast of the story. According to the feeling, this story transmits me a feelings such as creepy feelings, sadness feelings because of the death of the people, and obviously surprising feelings because this horror history is really surprising. According to the core questions, first is what is about of the horror history. The horror history is related to a signal band that is working in a railway to control the trains, and obviously he is affected and disturbed by the presence of a spectre or a ghost that disturbs him every day, every night. According to the work is the text about what is the kind of test. This kind of test is a creepy horror history that is was written by Charles Dickens. According to the who is addressing whom. In this case, the narrator is addressing whom, another character that is the signal man, because the signal man is the main character, and obviously the narrator is who addressing him, the signal man. According to where and when, where is the place where the horror history was developed, that is that is in England, in Europe. And obviously the expression when is the time of when this creepy horror history takes place, that is in the year 1866, in the 19th century. According to the how is related to the way that is developing the creepy horror history. In this case, according to the format, obviously the format is really impressionable because creepy horror history specifies sensations of creative, imaginative, fantasy, adventurous, because it expresses through the format that is developing the creepy horror history. According to the style of the creepy horror history of the signal man, I can notify that is a really important way to highlight the literary expressions and the literary arguments and criteria that is developing the style of the creepy horror history, because it's developed in an essential way, because it's organized by paragraphs, and obviously by different ideas that are relevant to give a lot of information. According to why this creepy horror history was written, because I can constantly notify that this creepy horror history was written to understand and give us a really insightful meaning to take into account that the job of the signal man is not an easy job to transmit to to the real way, to the real life, because in the real life we can see that a lot of signalments work very hard, and obviously the creepy horror history was writing for that, to give us a message, to take into account that the work of a signalman is not easy in almost of the times. According to what it the creepy horror history was changing, maintaining a similar parameter but different, I can establish that I can change the final of the creepy horror history, because I don't like the final, because I prefer to establish a different end of the creepy horror history. In this case, I can establish that the signal means continuous life and enjoying his life, because he don't deserve it, because he don't deserve, because he doesn't deserve to death, due to the fact of the train that chasing him and knock him, and obviously the train killed them and killed him, and obviously for me is not an happy way to end a creepy horror history, because in my case the interchange could be the signalman continues living and enjoying his life and doing his job very well. Thank you so much for being here, and that's all for today. Thank you so much, dear teacher and classmates. Bye bye. It's all for today.